Yeah. Brace yourselves.
Thunder!
By royal decree. Ha!
Weird. Jean said this is where the event is supposed to be, but there's nothing here. Oh yeah, now that you mention it, this is where our journey officially began. That sure brings back memories. Kinda nostalgic, really. Even after all this time, this place hasn't changed one bit. Looker's getting all sentimental and poetic. Well, we still need to find Jean and the others. Let's have a look around. Yeah. Paimon remembers there used to be hydro slime hiding here, but it's gotta be gone now, right? Whoa! A fungus? Are those supposed to be in Mondstadt? Not that these are a real threat to us at this point, but still! Yeah! Ha! Duh!
Hear that? They said this isn't hard enough. Should I play the Geobishop for the next round then?
Is this really the time to get competitive?
Did you hear that, Paimon?
Hear what?
Must have been my imagination then.
Huh? Why did someone hang Jumpy Dumpty mines all over this tree? What? But they don't look alike. You can't even eat them. Hold on. Could this be an event setup thing? Not a lot of people come here, but a bomb's still a bomb. If someone gets hurt by accident, Klee's gonna get marched off to the confinement room again. Yeah, but let's take a picture with the camera before we take them down. First the fungus, and now this? Something weird is going on. If it turns out not to be event-related, it'll be good to have a record of what we found. You couldn't just compliment Paimon's smarts like a regular person? Whatever. Paimon will take it. Better than being called emergency food, at least. Anyway, it never hurts to be careful. We've seen through lots of tricks, but we've also gotten the short end of the stick a bunch of times, too. Paimon likes the optimism. Come on, let's get that picture taken. Then, get rid of these bombs. Uh, uh. Huh, fireworks. Guess there was no danger after all. Were those meant to welcome us or something? Anyway, we should be good here. Let's keep going. Huh. What was it Paimon said back then? Ah, right. Oh, wow. That's a statue of the Seven! Among the seven gods, this god controls the wind. You remember too. It's weird though. It seems like there's something different about it. Let's take a closer look. Huh. Paimon's next line was...
As we all know,
Right! Poetry and language flow like the wind! Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Ah. Look! There really is something wrong with this statue of the Seven! Okay, Paimon's sure of it now. This can't be for an event. No one in their right mind would replace that huge statue of the Seven with a statue of Klee! Yeah, and well made too. But that's not the point. You're not weirded out by this? Oh, you're right. This must be Alice's doing. She could put 100 Klee statues all around Mondstadt and Paimon still wouldn't be surprised. That explains the other weird stuff we saw up till now too. She must have asked Jean to write that letter so we'd lower our guard. No, wait! Maybe that was Alice just pretending to be Jean. Paimon wouldn't put it past her. Yeah, Paimon's not upset. The surprises were nice, and this statue is pretty cool. Plus, we got to take a little trip down memory lane. Makes Paimon feel all warm and fuzzy, remembering where it all began. What do we do now, though? There's nobody around. If this is some sort of elaborate prank, guess we're in it until the people behind it jump out and say, "Gotcha!" Huh? What does that mean? Oh, yeah. And there could be even more. Guess all there's left to do is touch that statue and find out. Maybe it'll give you the power of pyro or something.
The world opens itself before those with noble hearts.
love surprises. Good guessing on your part. Let's keep going and see what else we find.
Go now.
Yes, now, or it'll be too late.
Ooh, it's the Rowan!
There's something huge in the sky.
Okay, we all remember what Paimon said back then. Anyway, since he's here, that must mean we're about to meet another old friend in these woods.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later? How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Look! There he is! Back then, Dvalin was tainted by the Abyss, and Tone-Deaf Bard was about to heal his wounds. But your control over Animo wasn't so great, so they noticed you and ran off. But you've had tons of practice since then, so mistakes like that should be a thing of the past, right? Sure. Here goes nothing. Rah! Well, this is awkward. You really hung Paimon out to dry there, traveler.
Apologies. You were just even livelier than I remembered, and I wasn't expecting it.
Which means mission accomplished on the surprise front, I suppose. What do you say, Alice? High marks?
Oh, yes, indeed. That was fantastic. I've recorded it all, in fact.
Huh! So you were watching us all along. And hold on. You can't just record people like that.
What a delightful reunion. Welcome to Mondstadt, you two. The place where it all began.
Lovely to see you, dearies. So what's the verdict? Did our special welcome ceremony meet the mark?
It was very... you, that's for sure. Paimon can't believe the Knights of Favonius let you go that far. Where'd you move the real statue of the Seven anyway?
Oh, gracious me. You still haven't figured it out. If I had actually done something to that statue, I would have been locked up in the teensy room next door by now. Certainly not my idea of a pleasant afternoon.
So, what's going on here?
Ah, now you're asking the right questions, Paimon.
The answer lies over here.
Nicole? You're here too?
That's right. Our two lovely mages are here on vacation. In fact, everything you just experienced was their handiwork. But I'll leave the explanations to Miss Nicole. I trust you're well acquainted with her skill at explaining all manner of magic and phenomena.
Yep. We experienced that firsthand in Noctry.
This bubble is a new kind of magic Alice and I invented.
Inside it is a small world created using a person's memories. When you were busy reading that invitation to Mondstadt, Alice took the opportunity to place you within it.
Oh, we didn't even notice!
Huh, I wouldn't be much of a Dodo King if I couldn't pull off a simple trick like that.
All that to say, the things you saw weren't real. They only exist within this bubble. Except for Venti and Dvalin, of course. I invited Venti, and he brought the dragon along.
It's not every day you get to relive the beginning of your journey. It feels like listening to a verse you haven't heard in a while, right? You might not remember the name or melody, and still, you start humming along in no time. I'm assuming your trip down memory lane was similarly nostalgic.
So does Jean know about this or not? Paimon's starting to think that invitation letter was a fake.
Oh, no. Jean wrote that herself, I assure you. I wouldn't dare forge a letter under her name.
Huh. So you do draw the line somewhere.
Whew. Not with my daughter in her clutches. If you ever become a mother, you'll understand.
Oh, come on! It's not like she's being held hostage.
The point is, this magical bubble was created at the request of the Knights of Favonius. With the expedition in Nodcry coming to an end, the Knights will be home before long.
Varka thinks it's better to give people time to reunite with their families, so he told Jean to hold off on a huge welcome reception for now. Of course, Jean has her own thoughts on the matter. You can get the details from her soon.
As things stand, we're keeping the reception small, but there will be some activities. This magic bubble is one of them. The returning knights can use it to catch up on all the major events that have occurred in Mondstadt while they were gone.
Simply put, it's a reenactment of your adventures.
Indeed. The ultimate goal is for everyone to have a chance to take part in the excitement.
So, what about the parts that took a few, creative liberties?
Oh, those were there because the bubble world is still being transcribed and debugged. Memories are easy to extract, and the resulting information density is fine, but it's not exactly a stable medium. If memories are the only thing used to recreate a world, it's hard to ensure a lack of deviations. For example, these memories belong to Venti, but even for someone like him, whose memories are quite reliable, there is bound to be some variance. Not to mention, on their own, memories lack an interactive component, so I added some self-deductive capabilities to this magic, which exacerbated the instability issues, unfortunately.
Yeah, that, makes sense.
For instance, say we're recording memories and Lisa happens to fly into a fury over some overdue library books at the same time. A powerful thunderstorm might unfold in the bubble world out of nowhere. Luckily, there's a simple solution. We just have to send someone to scout things out first. Then we can manually correct anything that doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Plus, once the recording is complete, the magic will loop, so there won't be further deviations, and we won't need real people to act things out. And before it's all said and done, we'll be sure to cover up your identity, Venti.
Much appreciated. Otherwise, buying around at the Angel's share is gonna be much more of a hassle.
Huh. Like you're the one who does the buying.
It's settled then. We'll allow you to be the first to relive these precious memories, and in return, you'll be our eyes on the inside.
Yeah, but it sounds like fun. Besides, we already snapped a few pics of some potential bugs. Like that weird statue of the Seven.
Oh, no, Paimon. That one was entirely intentional.
What? Seriously?
As the creator of this world, I'm afforded a bit of creative license, I would think. Creating this bubble was no easy task. Is a little personal touch too much to ask for?
I doubt anyone will mind. As far as I'm concerned, you're free to do as you please. This is Mondstadt, after all.
Oh, well. Paimon can't argue with that.
In that case, we'll be counting on you to continue testing our work tomorrow.
It's still early. Why not check out the other events at the testing grounds in the meantime? Jean should be there too.
Yeah, we'll go say hi. She's the one who invited us after all.
Think nothing of it. Now that the world is at peace, you two are overdue for a vacation. Best to make the most of it.
Dvalin appeared a little late, but his sparks and splash triggered a deep magical reverberation. Background music needs to start half a second later. I should put another instance of it now the diagnostics are failing. I just don't get it.
Nicole, dear, stop fretting. You're projecting rather loudly, you know.
Every detail is within your control, huh? Color me impressed. Oh, and didn't you say Kleiner would be making the trip with you this time, Alice?
He's been delayed, I'm afraid. Troublesome happenings on another planet. And of course, just when he jumped through all those hoops to make it back to Tevat, Dottore starts causing trouble. The border is a terrible mess even now. So, unfortunately, his vacation has been postponed. Just yesterday, he did give us a call on the Dodo communication device, though. As you can imagine, Klee was pleased as punch to hear her dad's voice.
I see. Being a seeker is a tough job indeed.
Yes, good work. We'll go with this setup.
Hey, Jean! We're here!
Honorary Knight, Paimon, welcome back. Did you have a good time in Alice's magic bubble?
Yeah, it was so cool! Paimon's looking forward to getting back in there tomorrow!
I'll be sure not to spoil it then. I imagine you might be interested in what went into the preparation, though. I loved the idea when Alice brought it up, but I knew it would take a great deal of reenactors, not to mention recruiting Dvalin. Luckily, Venti, or rather, Lord Barbados, agreed to help. After that, I opened up recruitment to the people of Mondstadt. Countless volunteers jumped at the chance to reenact your stories, Honorary Knight. It took me 2 days just to read through all the applications. A lot of people have gotten involved, and that includes quite a few familiar faces as well.
Are you one of them?
Yes, according to Alice, I'm one of the leading ladies.
Yeah, there are other activities here too, right? Sounds like there's a lot on your plate.
Well, such are the duties of the acting Grandmaster. I'm used to it. For those of us who have been holding down the fort, so to speak, the return of the expedition team is a matter of great importance. The Grandmaster contacted me and said not to organize a grand reception on their behalf, and I understand where he's coming from. I'm sure the team will be exhausted upon returning, and making a big fuss might just tire them out further.
I'm sensing a butt in there somewhere. Tone-deaf Bard said you had other ideas.
Yes, well, those of us here in Mondstadt have been awaiting their return for a long time. Resuming normal life after such a long expedition will be quite an adjustment. An official welcome might help them feel at home and reacclimate to life here. Not to mention, it's a chance for the people to show them no matter how long we've been apart, we're still family. Yes, absolutely. And I don't know, perhaps I am overstepping. I just hope the Grandmaster isn't too upset.
So, besides the whole bubble thing, what have you got planned?
Here, I'll show you. First, this is an arena we've set up to showcase Favonius blade work. The cavalry company is in charge of this one. I'm sure there will be some exciting sparring sessions.
Ooh, that means we'll get to see Kaya on stage!
That's right. Compared to me, he's much better at keeping things interesting, even when the subject matter is quite serious. I can think of no better person for the job.
You're as modest as ever, huh, Jean?
over here, we're running a wind glider speed shooting event. It's not hard to guess who's in charge of this one, I'm sure. Yes, her gliding skills are top-notch, and she's quite creative when it comes to event design. Be sure to check it out when the time comes. There's also a booth that will serve as a reception area where people can relax and chat with each other. A few simple games will be available as well. Hertha is in charge of the drink stall, but we're still working on the menu.
Well, the more alcohol options, the better, I think. The expedition team likes the strong stuff.
Fair point. Huh?
What's with that face?
Grandmaster, you're back? Has the entire team returned as well? Well, apologies, we're not quite done with the preparations, but I assure you, it's limited to what you see here. We're exercising the utmost restraint.
Hey. Relax, Jean, relax. No need to get all formal with me. I split from the group to make it back first. Pretend I'm not even here. Besides, I knew you'd want to surprise us, no matter what I said.
Oh, I see.
If I didn't tell you to put on the brakes, I knew you'd go full throttle and start planning the next Ludi Harpastum or Windbloom Festival. You put so much pressure on yourself, diving headfirst into the deep end without thinking about how much is on your plate. I just didn't want you to overwork yourself, that's all.
Oh, wow. That's actually really nice of you.
Well, looking out for my fellow knights comes with a job. As for the event, food, drink, and fun in spades without too much pomp and circumstance. Yeah, just like a Mondstadt festival should be. The team will feel at home in no time.
That's far too kind, Grandmaster. But thank you.
I mean it, you know? Just trust my judgment. Anyway, you two got a sec? Now that I'm finally back in my old stomping grounds, let me treat you to a meal. I'll even introduce you to the Good Hunter's secret menu.
Oh, nice! Paimon's never heard of that before.
What's wrong? Not hungry?
Actually, Grandmaster, there's a few things I'd love for you to look over. Since you seem to have some time to spare, perhaps we could go back to headquarters first.
Hang on. You know this is just a pit stop, right? There's not going to be time for me to take over the whole shebang.
Of course. Still, you are the Grandmaster.
Oh, you have no idea what this means. I'll be trapped in the office until tomorrow morning.
It's not that dramatic. If we make haste, we'll finish before dawn.
As much as Paimon wants to check out that secret menu, you should at least do some work now that you're back.
All right. Oh, let's go. Guess I'll see you tomorrow.
would be convenient if we could build a choo-choo cart track straight from here to Mondstadt.
An express line right to the best fish blasting spot?
Oh, okay. Might not be the best idea.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Oh, it's Eula and... Clarand? You're here in Mondstadt?
Yes. I received an invitation to exchange swordsmanship techniques. I'd heard of the single-handed sword form of Favonius blade work. But, after crossing swords with Miss Eula, it turns out the Knights of Favonius are quite accomplished with the greatsword as well.
You're quite an accomplished swordsman yourself. Although I suppose that's to be expected of the champion duelist. Even over a few short rounds, I feel like we've learned a lot from each other.
For sure. You don't have to worry about breaking stuff or accidentally hurting anyone nearby.
That's right. There also appear to be automatic harpasta launchers in the area.
Ah, that's one of your local traditions, isn't it? Shall we have ourselves a game, then?
Why not? You should know, though, I'm not easy to beat at this game. Ah, hold on. No muskets allowed.
Oh, why not? Doesn't it still count as hitting the harpastum?
A sword's range is limited, though, so it wouldn't be fair.
Ah, of course. Then you should use a gun as well. Voila, problem solved.
How about we explore the area ahead of us later?
Razor? What are you doing here? And shouldn't this thing be in Wolvenden?
Fiery woman came to take Lupical. I said no. She backed down, but then said I would do just as well. This sword is here, for now. I am here to protect it.
Hold on, let Paimon get this straight. Alice was planning to bring Boreas here, but you stopped her. So, she took the illusion of the sword and left you to guard it instead. That would make the trial of Boreas the trial of Razor now, wouldn't it?
We fight. I protect Lupical.
Wow! Looks like Paimon's guess was spot on. Don't worry, Razor. No one's gonna take this sword. It's not even real.
Not real?
Alice's scheming claims another victim, huh? Let's take the photo and get Razor out of here.
Not real.
Hello there, Honorary Knight and the Helper in White.
It's so nice to meet you, Honorary Knight and Lady Paimon. Glenfidia, at your service.
Looks like you're in a good mood, Hertha. And nice to meet you, Glenfidia. By the looks of things, you're about ready to open?
Indeed. Thanks to some help from the Angel's Share and the Cat's Tail, our drink stand is ready to go. Besides all the classics, we also mix cocktails to order, and are currently offering a limited-time delivery service.
Cocktails? Do you remember that time we served as bartenders at the Angel's Share? And recently you've also shown off your skills at the flagship in Nocrai. We sure have come a long way, huh?
The only thing is, our current drink selection is quite traditional, and it stopped feeling fresh long before the expedition began. To offer everyone some more exciting choices, we're planning to revamp our menu. But I need to get back to handling resident requests, and Glenfidia doesn't have much experience mixing drinks. Plus, we've got a whole bunch of outstanding delivery orders on hand. Honorary Knight, if you're free, could you maybe help us out for a while, just until my other squad gets back from the Stormbearer Mountains?
You'll be amply compensated, of course, plus double pay for overtime, depending on your performance metrics.
Paimon's not sure what performance metrics are, but she's happy to help with deliveries. As the best guide into that, Paimon needs to keep up with the changing times. Besides, this'll give her the chance to explore the city and stay up to date with all the recent goings-on.
Working with you two is always such a breeze.
I'll do my best to support Lady Paimon in any way I can. I'm very skilled when it comes to things like portioning out drinks.
All right. Well, if you're ready to, then let's get to work.
Oh my, it looks like Hertha has gone back to her duties, and Glenfidia is away somewhere too. Has our dear cutie taken complete charge of the drink stand? Wonderful. Now I can order without worrying about ending up with one of the logistics company's specials. The type of drink that keeps you awake all night, leaving you no choice but to pass the time working. That's right. I'm just a carefree librarian now. If only there weren't so many people with overdue books, and I didn't have to go door to door to get them back. I would have dropped by to chat with you sooner, and try out your delightful creations, of course. Let me think. I don't really have a favorite drink. Just rustle me up something rejuvenating that'll lift my spirits. And if it could help me nod off to sleep later, that would be even better.
Here's a snow-kissed dawn. I hope you like it.
It's delicious, cutie. Pleasantly tart, sweet, but not cloying, smooth on the palate, with a refreshing aftertaste. If anything, though, I seem to be feeling a little more energetic than I'd like. Perhaps you've unwittingly unraveled Glenfiddia's secret and concocted an even more effective pick-me-up? Don't worry, there's no rush. Your eyes are aglow with curiosity, as though you have many more questions to ask. Let's chat for a while. Take your time. Inspiration will come soon enough. Since you're asking, it's been a bit of an unusual day. There's a chef, fresh out of training in Fontaine, who's recently taken up a position at the Goth Grand Hotel. She borrowed our most valuable book, the Mondstadt Millennial Compendium of Desserts. Apparently, she plans to use dessert-making techniques to improve the taste of various savory dishes. Something about reducing their greasiness. Indeed, and judging by the results, she rather overdid it with the caramel sauce. What should have been fragrant meat slices ended up tasting nauseatingly sweet. Caramel sauce is such a fantastic ingredient, you know? It never fails to please when added to drinks. Sometimes I even add a spoonful to my afternoon tea. Improving food, I suppose, isn't always about being as creative as possible. Oh, this? That was for another of today's little errands. A large contingent of the expedition team will be returning to Mondstadt soon. They've been away for such a long time, so there's a good chance many of their tastes have changed. Jean asked me to visit some of their families to try and get a better understanding of what new ingredients might satisfy our knights' changing preferences. Well, they've all devoted their blood, sweat, and time to protecting Mondstadt. They deserve some care and respect in return. Based on what I gathered, the most requested ingredient was cacahuatl from Natlan. It seems like our knights have developed a taste for cocoa. In their letters, many of them mention that they rely on cocoa to keep themselves energized. I've tried hot cocoa myself, and I must say, I find it just as effective as coffee when it comes to staying alert. Lately? So careful with your wording, cutie. Is that because you think that I, too, might have changed since we last met? Or simply because you can't remember? Not bad at all. A flawless answer. Back in my student days, I might have been drawn to every new and exciting ingredient I read about, constantly expanding my horizons and stepping out of my comfort zone. But now, I've grown accustomed to a life of comfort and routine. To paraphrase a certain Leo-Ed legal expert, my life is fast approaching a state of living out one's golden years in peace and comfort. I'm no longer so easily moved by adventure and excitement. I'm sure you remember, a few years ago, when we were adventuring together, you found me that sweet-tasting alchemical ingredient. Well, my tastes haven't changed a bit since then. Surely you're not suggesting I'd take this opportunity to sneak off on a little countryside wander. You caught me. My investigations into Mondstadt's lesser-known drinks took me to Dawn Winery, where I had a little chat with the head housemaid, Adelind. On my way back, I ran into Emmetall out on patrol. She'd encountered some monsters she didn't know how to deal with, and in her desperation, asked for my help. I accompanied her on a detour to Wolvendom to teach some raving hounds a lesson. It's been a while since I've had such an invigorating workout. As expected, cutie, your brilliant mind has grown even sharper. Just a few gentle hints were all you needed to light that special spark of inspiration.
Finished. A new creation, custom made for you. This should help you fall asleep quickly and guarantee you peaceful dreams. It's called a slumbering rose.
From the colors to the choice of glass, everything's been carefully crafted. You've turned it into a completely different drink. Based purely on appearance, it's exactly my style. Time to see how it tastes. Full marks. It's like savoring an exquisite dessert before taking a stroll along the shore of Cider Lake, with a gentle breeze caressing your skin, relaxed and at ease. I no longer feel drained of energy, but neither am I overstimulated. I'm actually starting to feel a little sleepy. As a bedtime drink, this is pure perfection. So good, in fact, that I feel like writing an article to extol the virtues of this slumbering rose. I can use it as an opportunity to crown you the new maestro of mixology. Speaking of lakeside strolls, why don't you join me next time there's a clear, warm day, when the sun is bright but not too harsh? Any walk would be more relaxing with you to talk to along the way, cutie. Then, when we get back, you could fix me up another glass of slumbering rose. And I'll make just as sure to hold you to that. When the time comes, I won't accept any excuses.
Good afternoon, traveler. I didn't expect the honor of witnessing your harmonizing talents here in Mondstadt. Both, actually. A lady calling herself a mage asked me to come manage her flower shop. At about the same time, the Cat's Tail commissioned me to create a new fragrance for their establishment. Ending today's busy schedule with a drink crafted by you in person is truly a wonderful reward. I have faith in your choice.
Care to give this a try, Miss Emily?
Your artistry is truly a pleasure to watch. This tastes like a local variant of a Lumideuse Twilight. Am I right? The gentle and elegant taste, with its distinct layers combined with a hint of Mondstadt's characteristic scent, offers quite a welcoming flavor, all the while avoiding potentially discordant aromas. Though in reality, there's no need for you to be so conservative. I have quite a high tolerance for flavors that stray outside the boundaries of conventional wisdom. Your drink was nice, but it would be perfect if you could make one with a little more depth. A cocktail that shows off your unique understanding and enhances my impression of Mondstadt. If you need time to mull things over, perhaps you might find inspiration in a little light conversation? It really is. A while earlier, I watched a whole run of fair weather clouds float by, fluffy as pillows. It's not overly humid either, and the wind is gentle too. In such conditions, one's sense of smell is heightened, but not to an excessive degree. When scents are blended well, they naturally combine with the ambient context, leaving particularly powerful impressions. It seems something similar is true for mixology. As long as you choose a base of appropriate strength, the various flavors will blend seamlessly together. When mixed properly, all the ingredients work as one to create a most wonderful symphony for your taste buds. Yes, that's it. Now I think about it, layering distinct flavors doesn't really suit my personal preferences. Usually, after work my friends from the Maison Gardiennage sometimes treat me to a few drinks. I usually stick to fruit tea. That way I can get straight back to work after our gatherings. If it's before a holiday and my friends are in high spirits, I sometimes order a small glass of sparkling fruit wine. There was an officer named Terena who used to treat me to aged Corte wine. But since she was transferred to the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol, we haven't had the chance. In the world of science, high-proof alcohol is a widely used solvent. I've grown well accustomed to the smell of it by now. Besides, when I'm slightly tipsy, my state of mind changes, which in turn alters my approach to perfumes. It doesn't matter if the result is good or bad, it's all about trying something new. So I don't mind drinks with just a little bit of alcohol, but I don't like anything too strong. They're part of my reward from the flower shop owner. Important ingredients for making perfumes. Thanks to these, I was able to complete my commission for the cat's tail. I studied Mondstadt's Cecilia flowers many years ago. In fact, the fragrance of Cecilia in certain fields has become synonymous with Mondstadt itself. However, this is a special case. Some cats are quite averse to the scent of Cecilia, and we need to be particularly mindful of their preferences. Windwheel aster. The various parts of the windwheel aster plant can be ground into a powder to extract their essences. I then blended the scents from its petals and leaves. The result carries the intoxicating sweetness of mead, while still emphasizing the fresh notes contained within the flowers, stems, and leaves. I just took it for a little trial run at the cat's tail, and the cats seemed to really like it, while the clients themselves found it comforting and invigorating. Extracting exquisite fragrances from ordinary overlooked ingredients? Oh, that's what truly brings me joy. Oh, thank you for asking. It's been going well, though this trip to Mondstadt has presented some unexpected challenges. When I first got here, I was relying on a copy of An Overview of Aromatic Substances and the Human Senses to identify promising local ingredients from the Mondstadt region. To my surprise, my trial fragrance, which used valberry as the primary note, proved far too sweet in the context of the tavern, relaxing people so much that they ended up feeling drowsy. The bartender with the beautiful ears, for instance, fell asleep right at the bar. Let's just say that sweetness isn't always a case of the more the merrier. Maintaining an appropriate balance is beneficial for both body and mind. Even in daily life, I rarely eat sweet food, and I try to avoid fruits like berries that have a high sugar content. In the end, I completely eliminated valberry as an ingredient and turned instead to windwheel aster, with some success, I might add. just from our brief chat, you've already formulated a new concoction. Perhaps you possess a natural talent for this kind of creative work.
Here you go. A new and improved Emily-inspired Lumidouce Twilight. I haven't come up with a name for it yet.
The colors are cooler and more refreshing, and the fragrance is delightfully subtle to match. Are these bright specks on the surface the crushed petals and leaves of windwheel asters? I'm sure it must taste wonderful. Let me try. In the language of flowers, the windwheel aster represents the visible winds. Your cocktail not only captures their form, but also the fragrance they carry. Therefore, I suggest you call this drink Windborne Bouquet. The winds and clouds of Mondstadt swirl together in the glass, leaving behind enchanting traces of fragrance. Really? Perhaps it's just a habit of my profession. I'm glad you like it. Now it's time to slowly savor this masterpiece. Thank you so much. This trip to Mondstadt has been so rewarding. This is the most memorable cocktail I've ever had. Once I get back to Fontaine, I will attempt to recreate this moment as both a fragrance and a perfume. Once I've perfected the recipes, I hope you'll do me the honor of being the first customer to experience these new products. Until then, I look forward to seeing you in the Court of Fontaine. is no escape!
A turning point in fate!
Yoo-hoo! Time to shine!
Burn! Thunder! Charge! Decay! New life! Watch out!
Strike a pose! Let my name echo in song!
Maria sweeping in!
Shine down!
Decay! New life! Watch out!
Let the world come alive!
Burn! Thunder! Up the ante! Maria sweeping in!
There is no escape!
The story has only just begun!
Let my name echo in song! Show it!
Burn!
Time to shine!
A turning point in fate! Burn! Watch out! Decay! New life!
As one with wind and cloud!
Let's move!
Controlled breathing!
Yeah! You ought to stand down! Charge! Zap! Charge! Oof! Hero incoming! Headbutt! Kapow! Zap! Charge!
A turning point in
On my mark! Quick as a flash! Let's move!
The story has only just begun!
Wind strike, shot clouds high. The birds.
Ultimate Quiet Kick! Too strong! Zap! Charge! Yeah! Heads up! Hi! It's Justice O'Clock! Da! Oof! Heads up! Charge! On my mark!
Controlled breathing.
The story has only just begun! Ah! Stay away from me!
Wow! The antenna! Grant me strength! Hero incoming! It's Justice O'Clock! Hi!
Fallen leaves adorn my night.
Let's move! Faster!
As one with wind and cloud, into the wind.
A turning point in space! Watch out!
Start the clock!
Controlled breathing.
One fell swoop! Hi! Headbutt! Zip! Smash down! Boof! Hi! Yeah! Headbutt! Look out below! Hi!
A turning point in space!
One with nature.
Let's move! On my mark! Quick as a flash!
A turning point in space! Get back!
Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
You ought to stand down! Charge! Hero incoming! Charge! Oof! Look out below! Hero incoming! Start the clock! Faster!
Devouring claw! Stay!
Yeah! Look out below!
falling leaves, adorn my night! The wind knows me.
On my mark! Quick as a flash! It's justice o'clock! Boost! Smash down! Hi! Yeah!